Today is my Nana's birthday. I really do miss her. I was her right-hand man, she would tell anybody she met. She really was the best. It feels good to finally have my emotional and mental health in a good place. Letting go of all the baggage that I've carried for so many years is only going to serve me going forward in the next phase of my life. There are two things that I need to figure out. One, what do I want to do? And two, how to do them within my abilities. Just because my body is quieter and I am releasing a lot of the tension that I have held on to doesn't mean that I am suddenly fine. I am still disabled, and I have to not let the fact that I finally have ambition to live again derail me learning how to live again within my abilities. So what do I want to do? It's funny, I was talking to Ron yesterday about my photography and how I have had no desire to pick up my camera. Photography was my passion. I loved making people happy. So why am I now just fixated on bread? What happened to photography? I always wondered when Aiden was going through treatment why I didn't document it. I took pictures of my surroundings, the buildings, the streets, medical equipment, but not many of him. And I couldn't tell in the moment why. Was it because I lived through my lens and it kept things at bay, or was it because being present meant not dealing with it? 4 years later, and the answer is both. I lived through my camera lens. It was a safe barrier between me and the world. If I photographed Aiden, it would have become too real. And if I didn't live through the lens, that left me in the room. But remember, I was never actually in the room. I was just on autopilot. Aiden's treatment went into its own box that I stuffed down deep down inside with the rest. But that box was double detached. The reason that I am no longer interested in picking up my camera other than for bread photos, and instead I'm just loving the bread making process, is because I no longer am on autopilot. I am in the room. I am living intentionally and in the moment. I am focusing on what is in front of me and literally in my hands. Yes, I loved photography because it made people happy, but that is what I did. I lived for everyone else's happiness. So of course it makes sense that I loved that part of it. Now that the heaviness is out of the way, I want to do more. I want to establish a schedule and find a rhythm to my life. I just have to learn how to pace myself. Part of the pain clinic that I went to was working on pacing so that you don't expend all of your energy at once. For someone who has carried such a heavy load for so long, when you don't feel it anymore, you just want to run. But I can't run. So let's learn to sit up first. Baby steps, back to basics. I want to start decluttering and thinning out stuff in preparation for the move. I have to be very careful about not overdoing it so that I am not pushed into a flare and then get discouraged. It feels like an exciting yet precarious place to be. I feel such possibility and potential, but I know that if I'm not careful in how I go about trying to figure out what my life looks like, it will only set me 3 steps back. I'm also still on prednisone, so I have to be mindful of that, so that when it finishes and I'm not like this, I'm not discouraged again. It's about balance, and I finally feel like I'm in a good place to figure that out.